The story of the five good emperors is one of the greatest chapters in human history, a rare moment when power did not corrupt, when emperors ruled not with fear, but with wisdom, restraint, and responsibility. It is a period that historians still look back on and call the Golden Age of the Roman Empire. But what made these five rulers, Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, Antoninus, Pius, and Marcus Aurelius, so different? What made their combined rule almost a century of peace, order, and stability? And why did this era end the moment Marcus Aurelius died? To understand this, we begin with a system that held everything together: adoption by merit. Unlike other dynasties, the five good emperors did not rely on bloodlines. They chose their successors based on ability, wisdom, and character. Each emperor looked for someone better than himself. Nerva chose Trajan, a general loved by the army. Trajan chose Hadrian, a thinker and builder. Hadrian chose Antoninus, Pius, Commodus, stable administrator, and required him to adopt Marcus Aurelius. Each transition was peaceful. No civil wars, no chaos, no assassinations. Rome ran like a well-oiled machine. Then came their style of leadership, a leadership built on discipline, humility, and the belief that power was a duty, not a privilege. Nerva restored civil liberties after the terror of Domitian. Trajan expanded the empire to its greatest borders. Hadrian wisely stopped expansion and secured the frontiers. Antoninus Pius gave Rome almost 23 years of total peace, and Marcus Aurelius guided the empire through disasters with personal sacrifice and philosophical strength. They were not perfect men, but they acted with intention. Their goal wasn't to leave palaces, trophies, or monuments. It was to leave a stable empire. Another reason for their success was that they trusted capable people. These emperors empowered governors, generals, and administrators based on talent, not loyalty or flattery. Under them, the Senate was respected. Local communities prospered. Provinces were given rights, privileges, and representation. Rome functioned like a world united under order rather than oppression. During this era, the Roman economy thrived. Roads stretched across continents. Trade connected Europe, Africa, and Asia. New cities rose across the province. The empire was so stable that Roman citizens could travel from Britain to Egypt without fear. Wealth flowed, education improved, architecture flourished, and daily life for ordinary people became safer, cleaner, and more predictable than ever before. But perhaps the most powerful element of this era was something deeper: moral leadership. The five good emperors believed in virtue, not absolute power. Hadrian studied philosophy. Marcus Aurelius lived its teachings. Trajan lived modestly. Antoninus Pius ruled with gentleness and patience. Even their enemies respected them. Even future emperors were measured against them. But nothing lasts forever. When Marcus Aurelius died, the golden chain finally broke. Marcus, unlike his predecessors, did not choose a successor through adoption. He gave the throne to his biological son, Commodus, a boy unprepared, a ruler uninterested. And from that moment, the empire slid into chaos. Commodus' reign marked the end of everything the five good emperors had built. Corruption returned. Violence returned. Stability collapsed. The dream of rulers chosen by merit disappeared forever. The empire would survive, but its greatness would fade. So what made the era of the five good emperors truly special? It wasn't just peace or prosperity. It was the idea that power should lift people up, not push them down. It was the belief that the emperor should be the servant of the empire, not its master. It was proof that when leaders are chosen for their character, not their bloodline, civilization. This is why the five good emperors are still celebrated today. They remind us that greatness is not born, it is selected, trained, and chosen. They remind us that leadership is not about glory but responsibility. And they remind us that the world becomes better, not through conquest, but through wisdom, justice, and compassion. The golden age of Rome did not end because its leaders failed. It ended because no one continued the system they created, but their legacy remains a blueprint for how power can be used to build, protect, and uplift. This was Part 21, the conclusion of the era of the 5 good emperors. Next, we enter a darker chapter. The fall begins.